usually we sing one for Gaur first. Do you want to sing one for me? And
Amon? Okay, Sachin. Age, oh no, was it Amon Goranga Budananda? He's 69. 69. Mana Goranga bina nahi. Iman Goranga bina nahi. Iman Goranga bina nahiya. Nahiya. Iman Gauranga bina nahiya. Hinaya avatar habe ki hoiche hina prema parachar. Duramati patita pashande prane namari lokare. Patita pashande prane namari lokare. Hari Naam diya hridaye shodhila. Jache giya gare ghare. Bhava virinchira vanchita je prema jagate pelila dali. Vanchita je prema o kangale paila kaila nachiya. Pailo nachiya. Bajiya kara tali. Bajaya Iman Gauranga bina nahi. Gauranga bina nahi. Siya Kandiya Prema Gara Gadi Pulake Vyapi Dayanga Achandale Brahmane Kare Kula Kuli Kave Vachiro Iranga Dakiya Hakiya Kola Karatale Gaya Daya Pire Gakiya Dekhiya Shama Tara Shamaya Dekhiya Shama Kapatahani Rudari Gauranga Bina Nahi Gauranga Bina Nananda Bodhilo Uthilo Mangala Shora Kahe Premanande Yamana Gaurange Kahe Premanande Arati na Jani Ora Ranga Bina Nahi Gauranga Bina Nahi Jaya Sachidanand Jaya Gaura Hari Sachidanand Jai Gaura Hari Jaya Sachidanand Gaura Hari Sachidanand Jai Gaura Hari There is no one like Gauranga, no other incarnation, past, present, or future, has preached such a rare form of prema. He has not slain the very wicked or the fallen atheists. Instead, he has purified everyone's heart by going door to door, freely giving them the holy name. He has poured over the whole world the prema that is desired by Shiva and Brahma. The destitute, upon receiving and drinking this prema, begin to dance and clap their hands with joy. Laughing and weeping, they roll upon the ground in pain, and the limbs of their bodies manifest tribulation. Even the Chandalas and Brahmanas embrace each other. Oh, has there ever been such a wondrous spectacle? With calls and cries, with mridanga and kartals, he and his devotees sing and run hither and thither. Seeing this, Yamaraj, the Lord of Death, has become frightened and closed the door. The three worlds have become filled with bliss upon the auspicious uproar of Kirtan. Premananda laments, O Rati, for that Gauranga has for that Gauranga has not appeared in my heart. Oh, we were gonna do this.
Oh, yeah. But do you forget?
I do. Ashtakam.
Yeah, well, now we're gonna be doing some Stava Stutis together.
Okay.
But now we know for the future.
Okay.
Okay, I just sent it again on the group for anyone that needs.
I need to know.
Oh, do you want to give me your phone? I can show you.
I have to give her my iPad.
The other phone.
यत्किङ्करेषु बहुसा खलु काकुवानि नित्यं परस्य पुरुषस्य शिखण्डमूले तस्य कदा रसनिधिर्विषवानुजायास् तत्केलिकुञ्जभवनाङ्गनमर्जनीशाम् यो ब्रह्मरुद्रशुकनारद भीष्ममोके आलक्षितो न सहसा पुरुषस्य तस्य सद्यो वशीकरणचूर्णमनन्तशक्तिं तं राधिकाचलनरेणुमनुस्मरामि यस्य कदापि वसनञ्चलकेलो नाथा धन्यातिधन्यपवनेन कृतार्थमानि योगीन्द्रदुर्गमगतिर्मधुसूदनोऽपि तस्य नमोऽस्तु वृषभानुभुवोतिशेऽपि Sorry.
Jayostava
Vinavadasyameva Nanyatatapi samaye kila deviyache Sakyayate mama namostu nityam Dashayate mama rasostu satyam Ha devika kubargadaya vacha Yache nipatya bhuvidandvatadutpatarthi Asya prasadamabudasya janasya kritva Gandharvike nijagane gananam videhi Anaradya radha paramvojanenu Anashritya vrindatvataptat padangam Asambhasya tadbhavagambhirchitan Kuto shama sindurasavaga Bhajami radha aravinda netram Smarami radha madhurasmitasam Vadami radha karunabaradam Tato mamanyasti gatirna kapi Mahabhava Swarupatam Krishna Priya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Radhikatam Namamyam Radhe Vrindavanadishe Karunamritavahini Kripaya Nija Padavja Dasyamaya Pradiyatam Vande Nande Vrijeshrinam Padarino Mabhishnasha Yasyam Hari Katodgitam Punati Bhuvanatrayam Tavaivasmi Tavaivasmi न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञायते विदं नयामं चरणन्तिका अङ्गश्यामलिमाचताभिरभितो मन्दे कृतन्दिवरा चाद्यं जागुदरोचि संविदधता पदम्बरस्य श्रिया वृन्दारण्यविलासिनीं हृदिलसत् दामाभिरामोदरा राधास्कन्दनिवेशितो जलभुजा ध्यायेम दामोदरा पुलेन्दीवरकान्तिमिन्दुवदनाम् बर्हावतं प्रिया श्रीवाशङ्कमुदारकोष्ठुबदरा पीताम्बरं सुन्दरा गोपीनां नयनोत्पलाचिततनु गोपसङ्गावृता गोविन्द करवेणुवादनपरा दिव्याङ्गभूषं भजे कस्तूरि तिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुं करे कङ्कणाम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललिता कन्ते च मुक्तावली गोपश्रीपरिवेशितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि बर्हपिदं नाथ वरवपुकर्णयोर्कण्डिकाराम् बिभ्रद्वसकनककपिशम्बे जयन्तीं च मालाम् रतनवेणुराधा रसोदय पूरयन् गोपवृन्दे बृन्दारण्यसापदरमणप्राविशार्कितकीर्ति श्यामं हिरण्यपरिदिम्बनमार्यवर्हा दातु प्रवालनतवेषो नो वदंसे विन्यास्तहस्तमितरेण ददामि कर्णोत्पलाककपोलमुखाब्जहासम् नो मेद्यते तद्वपुषे तदिरम्बराय गुञ्जावतंश परिपीचलसन्मुखाय वन्येष चाकवलवेत्रविशालवेणु लक्ष्मीश्रिये मृदुपते पशुपङ्कजाय अतापि ते देव परमोचद्वाय प्रसादलेशानुकृतय मे पाहि जानाति तत्त्वं भगवन् महिमा न चान्य एकोऽपि चिरं विचिन्वन् तदास्तु मे नाथ स भूरिभागो भावेऽत्र वन्यत्र तु वातिराजम् येनाहमेकोऽपि भावां जनानां भूत्वा निषेवे तव पादपल्लवम् यूयं निलोके बत भूरिभाग लोकं पुराणा मुनयो भियन्ति येषां ज्ञानावसतीति साक्षात् गुणां परा Brahmamanushalingam Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Smera Hasamudari Manohara Radhikara Sikamanke Panini Sapriya Charanim Kunkaram Kuru Aho Bhagyam Nanda Gopa Brajokasham Yanmitra Paramanandam Puram Brahma Sanatanam Nanda Kimakaro Brahma Shriyameva Mahodayam Yashoda Cha Mahabhaga Papo Yasya Sanam Hari Namaste Kaya Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabritraya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namah Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhaktanugraha Kataram Yena Kena Visuntustam Bhaktadatena Shradaya Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhagavantam Kriparnavam Prema Bhakti Vinardhanam Godashin Charvataraya Vishrambaraya Gauraya Chaitanyaya Mahatmane Sachiputraya Mitraya Lakshmi Namo Namaha Shrimannavadi Pakishora Chandra Hanat Vishwambadana Gadindra Hashi Sachinandana Chinta Chora Prasida He Vishnu Priyesha Gaura Ananda Lila Maya Vigrahaya Hema Vadaya Chavisundaraya Deshan Mahapremane Sampradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksartameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhiryastamaham Prapade Jayati Jayati Deva Shri Sachidarva Janma Jayati Jayati Bhakti Premadanaika Dharma Jayati Jayati Viru Swarti Dhamma Jayati Jayati Danya Krishna Chaitanya Nama Sansara Dukha Jalato Patitasya Kama Krodadina Krama Karai Kavali Kritasya Durvasana Nigaditasya Nirashayasya Chaitanya Chanda Mama Dehi Padavalambam Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunaya Vadina Kalo Samarpayita Munat Jalarasam Sabhakti Shriyam Haripurato Sandara Dhutigadamba Sandipita Sadaridaya Gandhara Spurato Vasachinandana Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti Ladini Shakti Rasman Ekatmanavapi Bhuvi Puradeha Vedam Gatotu Chaitanya Kyam Praktam Aduna Tadayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhavadyoti Suvarnita Nomi Krishna Swarupa Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidri Shovanaya Eva Swadhyayena Bhuta Madhurima Kidri Shovamadiya Sukam Chaya Madhanu Bhavataya Kidri Shoveti Loba Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigarbha Sindhu Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna,
So first we give an invocation and then we begin the class. What's your name? Rohit. Are you the guru? Are you the sound man? Sound like everything.
He's the Vasanti.
That makes everything happen.
He's the Vasanti of the group. Yeah, and he's a master Marda.
Oh, he'll be playing Mridanga with you?
Yeah.
Great.
And
Should have been playing.
And Gadaga will watch him. Agyanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksuranmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadaraye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Yam Pravrjantam Anugretam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahakataru ajuhava. Putre vitanmayataya taravo upanedus. Tamasarvabhutaridayam munimanatosmi. Bhaktya vinina aparadalakshay Chirtasya kamani tarangamadi Kripamani tvam saranam praparyam Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Tavaivasmi najivami tamina Iti vigyaya radhe tam nayamam charanantike. Kripayati yadi radha parita sheshavadha kema paradashishtam pushti maryadayorme yadi vadati chakinchit smera soditasri Tijavaramani Pantya Mukti Shuktya Tadakyam Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Sveraha Samurani Manohara Radhika Rasikamam Kripani Swapriya Charana Kinkari Vikaram Prananata Prishabhanandini Shrimukhachalasalola Satapada Radhika Padatale Kritastutim Tam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhara Samvidaya Dashane Kyunam Vivo Prarpataye Brajamanendra Nandana Asumo Anavati Vallabha Janma Janmani Madhishwari Priya. First I offer my unlimited obeisances unto the lotus feet of my most worshipful Gurudev. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Asto to the Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurus, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asto to the Sat Shishimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our Param Gurudevs, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all his divine associates and all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shishimad Bhakti, Vedanta, Madhav Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhati Maharaj, and special respects to the kind dancers who have come here all the way from Jagannath Puri and make everything happen. So we have been studying Srimad Bhagavatam, fifth canto, but because the dancers are here, Radhika requested that we speak something about Lord Jagannath. And you all know about Lord Jagannath because you dance for his pleasure and practice to dance for his pleasure every day as your sadhana. But maybe you know about some of these histories, maybe not, I don't know. But it's always, if you know them, it's always nice to hear them again. So besides Roji, does everybody understand my English? It's good? All right. Sort of?
I understand.
Okay. All right. So I'm speaking from this book, which is the origin of Rath Yatra, as well as this book, which is the secret truths of the Bhagavatam. Jagannath's pastimes are one of the important secrets in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you all know about when Radha and Krishna and the gopis met at Kurukshetra? Yes, no? Okay. So, Krishna is in Vrindavan. He never takes one step out of Vrindavan. But in order to increase the loving exchanges in separation, which brings out inner meeting, Krishna leaves Vrindavan. There is a pastime where Radha and Krishna, Radharani was sitting on Krishna's lap, all the gopis were there, and all of a sudden a bumblebee came and started buzzing around her face because the bee thought that her face was a lotus flower. So she was getting annoyed and afraid. So Krishna's cowherd friend, Madhu Mangal, took a stick and chased the bee away. And then he came back and very proudly said, "I've chased that Madhusudan away." Madhusudan means another name of bee. "And he'll never return." He was so proud of himself. So Radharani, because Krishna's name is also Madhusudan, which has many meanings, but one is bee, she thought, oh, Krishna is left and he's never coming back. She was sitting on his lap, but she was experiencing what's called in Sanskrit prem vaichitya, which means even though they're together, she feels separation. So she started weeping uncontrollably, and Krishna could not console her. He just started weeping too, and their combined tears and melted heart created this lake called Prem Sarovara, the lake of Prem. So Krishna began thinking, this is happening more and more now, where when I'm with Radharani, she thinks I'm not there, and she starts weeping. And then, of course, she feels my meeting within. And when I'm not there, she sees me everywhere. She happily takes her prasadam, and she happily dresses. She may take a tree for me, because like Krishna's described as similar to a tamal tree, blackish blue, and when he has especially yellow flowers growing up the tree reminds her of Krishna, and she'll embrace the tree. Sometimes she'll feel jealous anger and chastise the cloud, because the cloud, she thinks that the cloud is Krishna. So when he's not there, she's always happy and can do everything. So he decided that I should leave Vrindavan for always because of this. If I leave, then the gopis and Radharani will be happy because they'll think that I'm there. Of course, prem, or divine love, is it's another aspect of a divine madness. So you don't always think right. Like our madness and our identification with the body makes us not think right. But in divine praying, they also don't think right. So Krishna was thinking, if I leave forever, then they'll always be happy. But it didn't turn out like that. The separation increased more and more. So then Krishna went to Mathura, and then he went to Dwarka, and in Dwarka he married 16,108 queens and lived with them separately in separate palaces. And each one of them thought that he was henpecked because he could expand into 16,000 forms and be with each of them always. Once Narada Muni was visiting Dwarka, And he went to each of the palaces and saw Krishna doing different things with the different wives, all at the same time. Is this clear? My English is clear? Okay. So, just as Lord Jagannath, once a year, because Jagannath is Krishna in Dwarkanath, and Krishna's 16,000 queens becomes Bimala, who is the consort of Lord Jagannath. She's the combination of all the queens. So as you know, once a year, Krishna becomes so much separation that he can't bear it. And he's thinking, I have to go back to Vrindavan. So he first he pretends and he tells his queen Bimala that I am feeling cold and diarrhea. I think I need a change of atmosphere. So for that, he creates the Ratha Yatra festival, going from the Jagannath Mandir to Gundicha, and then on the way back, he's still thinking that he's going to Vrindavan, that is Lord Chaitanya, when he's performing the pastimes with Lord Jagannath. He's still thinking that he's going to Vrindavan, so he's in the same ecstasy. So the Ratha Yatra festival can be understood by Srimad Bhagavatam, a deep study of Srimad Bhagavatam, as well as some of the Puranas, like Skanda Purana, and also more recent scripture 500 years ago, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So I'm going to relate a couple of those pastimes of how Lord Jagannath appeared in relation to his separation from the gopis. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Srila Sanatana Goswami is explaining that Narada Muni went everywhere, devotee to groups of devotees, to establish the supremacy of the gopis as Krishna's superlative devotees. So during his journey, he went to the palace of Rukmini, and and all the queens were there that day. So he told them that you queens are the most fortunate and the greatest recipient of Krishna's mercy. He wasn't serious, but he wanted to evoke their response. So then Satyabhama and Rukmini became upset, and they said, you have no idea how unfortunate we are. Every night we see Krishna's wetting his whole pillow and wetting his whole bed sometimes, crying out, oh, Mother Yasoda, give me roti and makan and misra. And he calls out, oh, Radhe, where are you? Oh, Lalite, where are you? And Subal, his cowherd friend, Subal and Sridham, it's time to take out the cows. Where are you? And sometimes he even calls out to his cows, oh, Krishangi, Pishangi, Mridangamukhi, let's go and graze. And he doesn't even know that we're there. We were considering ourselves the most beautiful girls in all the worlds, but it's like he doesn't even know us. And when Narada was there, Krishna was pretending to sleep, and he was weeping in his sleep, but he was only pretending. And the associates like Balaram and Narada and Uddhav were discussing and debating with each other whether Krishna is cruel or whether he's merciful. Like Baladev said, Krishna promised me so many times that he would go back to Vrindavan because everyone there is dying of separation. The bumblebees are fainting, they don't buzz, the cows don't give milk, they simply cry, they're all becoming skinny. The Jamuna has dried up, and the gopis, it's difficult to tell whether they're alive or dead. So I begged Krishna to go back. I went back and I spent 2 months there. And Narada went back, and we both promised them, not Narada, Uddhav went back, and we both promised the Brijbasis that Krishna would come back. And he said he would, but he never did. So in the middle of this debate, Krishna appeared to have woken up, and he was weeping uncontrollably. And he said, I'll tell you why I never go back to Vrindavan. Because the gopis' sentiments, their emotions, don't have anything to do with whether I'm there or not there. When I'm not there and they're feeling their separation, they're fainting, they're rolling on the ground, they're having horripilations, they're weeping. But if I go back there, then the separation will only increase. That is, just like if you have a burning pan and you throw a drop of water, burning means it's not on fire, but it's just boiling hot. And you've all experienced this. You throw a drop of water on the pan, and what happens? It becomes hotter and it steams. So if I go back there and they see me, then they'll always be afraid that this is only temporary. He's going to be leaving soon. And even if I were to stay and left you all queens, then still there would be an anxiety that they would lose me and they would become even more miserable. I said miserable, but their misery is just another kind of ecstasy. Here we have dualities, happiness and distress, but they're both varieties of distress. Whereas because there's always something wrong. There's always at least one of the threefold miseries. Miseries of the body and mind. It's too hot, it's too cold. I'm jet lagged from just coming back from India. I just got a mosquito. Mosquito's another thing. I have to go to the bathroom and I don't know where I'm going to go. There's always some kind of discomfort. So body and mind. I lost something. I can't stop thinking about the thing that I lost. And then misery is caused by other living entities, like mosquitoes, or a boss is too mean, or somebody just said something bad to me, and I can't get it out of my mind. And misery is caused by nature. Like in Jagannath Puri, it's over 100 degrees right now, right? And here, right? And here it's very pleasant, although it won't be in a little while. In June, it's like Jagannath Puri. Anyway, so here we have at least one of the threefold miseries is always there. But in the spiritual world, happiness and distress are both varieties of happiness. So Krishna said, so that's why I'm not going, because it'll be worse for them. And I could leave you in a minute. Because really, O queens, O Satyabhama, O Rukmini, I could leave you in a minute to go back to Vrindavan. But if I thought that it would make the gopis happy. In fact, the only reason I married you in the first place is because you remind me of the gopis. When I see you, I remember the different qualities of the gopis. So going back to Lord Jagannath, so this is the history. And then Krishna devised a scheme. That is, there was, Krishna is in control of, Lord Jagannath is in control of everything. The weather, the universal constellations, the eclipses, they're all invented by him for his various purposes. So the solar eclipse was coming, and Krishna wrote a letter to Nanda Baba, his father, and just told him about the solar eclipse. So Nanda Baba and Mother Yasoda and all the residents of Vrindavan, they said, we have to go. We have to meet Krishna. This is 70 or 80 years after he left Vrindavan, but of course, everybody looked the same. 16, 15, 14, 13. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that they understand eclipse, this word.
Wow.
Eclipse. Okay.
All right. So solar eclipse is when the Rahu comes in between the sun and the moon. So everyone in Vrindavan decided to go, and they all came to Kurukshetra. And first, when Krishna was in his assembly with his great sages and relatives, munis from all over the world, all over India. So he was in the assembly with his grandfather, King Ugrasena, and then a messenger came to him and whispered in his ear that the residents of Vrindavan have come. So immediately, as soon as Krishna heard that, he left, just ran out, and Balaram followed him. And so he went to meet first with his parents, and Yasoda and Nanda Baba. And soon after that, Devaki and Vasudeva went to the same place. So when Krishna saw Yasoda, he immediately jumped on her lap and picked up her sari top and started drinking her milk, her breast milk, as when he was a little baby. And so she was weeping and he was weeping, and he was calling out, "Mother, mother," and she was calling, "Oh, my dear son, my dear son." And Devaki, who is Krishna's, like, how would you describe her? Krishna appeared from two wombs, one from Devaki's womb in Mathura and one from Jashoda's womb in Vrindavan. But he didn't take birth in Mathura. He just appeared in his four-armed Vishnu form with curly hair and ornaments, because he wasn't born from her womb. She wasn't his real mother. Half mother, in the sense that Lord Vishnu came from her womb, but half because she half thought that he was God and half thought that she was his son. So she was the half mother. Whereas with Yashoda, Krishna was actually born as a little newborn baby, cat, cat, cat. And Yoga Maya, his pastime potency, was born just after him as his twin sister. Why did I tell about that? All right, because Devaki came to the spot where Krishna was loving Mother Yasoda, and Balaram sat on the lap of Nanda Baba. Because even though Vasudeva was the father of Balaram, he didn't consider like that. They abandoned me. And so Yasoda and Nanda are my real parents. So Devaki didn't want to be too open about it, that Krishna's my son, not your son. but she was being very subtle. Oh, Yasoda, you're such a great soul. You are just like the eyelids, which protects the eyes and the pupil of the eyes. So even though Krishna is my son, you took care of him as though he were your son. How much love you have. How much gratitude I have for you, because we were in so much danger with Kamsa. We had to ask you to take the form of a little baby when you were Vishnu, and go have Vasudeva go to the house of Jashoda and leave him there. So she was trying to be subtle about it, but she did say it. But you know what? Mother Yasoda didn't hear a word. She was so absorbed in feeding Krishna her breast milk. And then she saw that in the hiding behind the trees, there were the gopis, and they hadn't seen Krishna in about 70 years. Of course, Krishna used to come to Vrindavan daily, but the gopis thought that it was just a sporty or just a vision, a very brief visionary darshan, but it was actually Krishna coming every day. And at the same time, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. His expansion, Vasudeva, leaves and goes to Mathura and then Dwarka. It's a very complex history. So anyway, Mother Yasoda saw the gopis. Yes.
Then one might ask, why would Vasudeva Krishna feel separation from Vrindavan?
So Radhika is asking if Dwarkadish or Mathuresh is Vasudeva Krishna, the expansion, and not the original. Why would he feel separation from the gopis? Well, that's why he left in the first place. Not left, but why his expansion left. And his expansion is with him, within the whole Krishna. But he's Vasudeva because I asked Gurudev about this once in Cessnock, Australia. I said, why isn't Krishna in Dwarka and Krishna in Mathura? Why isn't he Vrindavaneshwara, Krishna, the original Krishna from Vrindavan? So Gurudev said, if he was, then why didn't he go? No, Gurudev was speaking in the mood of a maidservant. But then why didn't he go? So therefore he's Vasudeva, because he couldn't go, because he had to create that type of separation. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who's this big painting here, he's my grand spiritual master, and he's their great grand spiritual master or great great grand spiritual master. So he said that meeting and separation go hand in hand forever, increasing, meeting and separation. So this is another way for the gopis and Krishna to feel separation. They're never separated, but they have to feel separation. Otherwise, constantly meeting is like a pool where you swim, or a peaceful lake where you swim, as opposed to the waves in Jagannath Puri, right? People stand there in Jagannath Puri, the ocean, and they can stand there for hours as though it was a TV show. It's so interesting how the waves go, big and twirling. So without separation, meeting becomes like a plain lake, no interest. So therefore, meeting and separation go hand in hand. and increase forever. We can't imagine that. So this is one way that they could have the meeting and separation pastimes of Krishna going to Dwarka. So Mother Yasoda saw the gopis there, and so she took Balaram's hand and said, "We have to go now to greet all the guests." So they left, and then there was now nobody there, and the gopis and Krishna could get together and start speaking to each other. So Krishna told them, "Well, you've heard that I'm God, and actually that's true, I'm God. So there's no need for you to feel separation because I'm everywhere. Just like there's no separation between earth and the earthen pot. They're one. So just meditate on me because I'm God and you'll see me everywhere." So the gopis, especially Radharani, became more angry. And she said a verse that appreciates that he's God on the external level. But then the deeper meaning is, oh yes, well, I'll say the fundamental meaning first. Yes, O Padmanabha, O Lord Vishnu, who has a navel which is shaped like a lotus flower, and it's also a lake. His navel is a lake that's shaped like a lotus flower, and from that comes the stem, and then there's the lotus flower up there, which is Brahma's abode. So, yes, your body is the abode of Lord Brahma, and we are ordinary girls feeling separation from you. We're just so entangled in our household life. We're not qualified to be with you. But then the deeper meaning is that, so you say you're God, then how come you were running after Radharani and the gopis and falling at their feet when you were younger? Does God do that? Does God steal the garments of young girls in Vrindavan? Does he have to steal them, and does he have to dance with other people's wives? You're that virtuous God? And oh yes, the demigods do worship you. How? Because Brahma was born from a lotus. The lotus is not conscious, it's dull. It's just matter. And that lotus came from your navel. So since Brahma was born from a lotus, that's dull matter, jada. So his brain is also jada. That's why he worships you as God. But we're not so foolish. We've known you since your childhood. And then, he was talking to them about, you should surrender to me. And they said, you're speaking to us like we're ABC students. We're PhD deletes. So surrender to you. We want to forget you. That's the problem, is that we can't forget you, even though you left us. We can forget. We can also be separated from you, but we can't be separated from thinking about you. That's our problem. So then Krishna told them that actually I'm purchased by you. I just have a couple of more demons to kill, and then I'm coming back to Vrindavan. And they were saying to him, so you tell us to think of you, and then we'll be with you. But our minds are Vrindavan. So if you come to Vrindavan, then we'll be satisfied, not here. So they secretly, but not by physical, but by mood, they secretly handed him his peacock feather and his flute. And don't say your parents are Vasudeva and Devaki. Say your parents are Yasoda and Nandan. Krishna began to weep so much because they were increasing his love for Vrindavan. So all these things go on simultaneously, the meeting and the separation. So this meeting at Kurukshetra was what's actually taking place in the Ratha Yatra festival. Lord Chaitanya, he is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. That's why he appeared in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at the Ratha Yatra festival,
There too.
huh?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under Lord Jagannath.
Here,
Middle picture.
when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri for the first time, he ran to Lord Jagannath, Jaga, Gaga, Jaga, Gaga, Gaga, and he fainted. And that's Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya there, who investigated what's going on, and he determined that only the gopis could have these ecstatic symptoms. So Lord Chaitanya, Ratha Yatra has been going on, as you know, for millions of years, since the time of King Indradumna. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came little over 500 years ago, he added a new light to Ratha Yatra festival, which is Krishna going back to Vrindavan. Gundicha represents Vrindavan, and Jagannath Temple represents Dwarka. So whenever Lord Chaitanya was behind the rock, Jagannath would slow up, or he would even stop. And only by, even the king Pratapuja, even his elephants and his horses and his infantrymen couldn't get the rock to move. But then Lord Chaitanya put his head to the cart and it immediately moved, because only Radharani, signifying that only Radharani and the gopis could pull Krishna back to Vrindavan. And when Lord Chaitanya was in the front, the rock would go quickly. So the meaning of Kurukshetra is very beautiful pastime, very karuna, pathetic in a spiritual way, pathetic pastime. So that is the meaning of the one meaning of the Ratha Yatra festival, or one way that Jagannath appeared. Because when there's another history in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita that when Krishna was listening when he and Balaram left. They left the assembly because they were hearing Rohini. Rohini is the mother of Balaram. Balaram is in Dwarka, but she was his mother since he was in Vrindavan. That's a whole other story. Balaram also was in the womb of Devaki before Krishna, because he's the seventh son, Krishna is the eighth son. And Balaram is Dhamesvara. That means he's the, how would you say, the worshipable deity of the Dham. He creates the Dhams. He created Navadvip, he created everything in Vrindavan to be the abode of Krishna, so that he could have his pastimes. So Balaram was in Devaki's womb, and he left the womb to go into Rohini's womb. She was in Vrindavan. She was also a wife of Vasudeva, Krishna's half-father. So Balaram left to go to Rohini's womb, but everybody thought she had a miscarriage. But he didn't. He was attracted to the womb of Rohini. Let's see.
So Rohini is talking to the queens.
Rohini is talking to the queens. And the queens are asking her, the same thing they were complaining to Narada about. That why is it that Krishna loves the Brijbasis? How could he love them more than us? We're so decorated, we're so ornamented, we're so beautiful. He's covered in gold here. He sits on a throne. And what is it there? They have some peacock feathers, some gunjamalas. The gopis are just decorated in flowers. Why is he so attracted to them? So Rohini started to describe the glory of Mother Yasoda, that she never thinks Krishna's God, and she has to actually, she gets very worried if Krishna doesn't eat what's on the table, which is like, Jagannath gets fed 56 times a day in the temple. So there he's God. But in Vrindavan, Mother Yasoda has to tease Krishna into eating. Like she'd say, look at Balaram's Sika. It's so thick and long, and look at yours, nothing. So if you eat a lot, then you can have a strong, long Sika like Balaram. And he's so much stronger than you. And please eat. I've sworn to my Narayan deity that you would eat. Whereas in Dwarka, Krishna never tells Devaki, give me roti and makan. And they never have these loving exchanges of father and son. So Rohini is describing the glory of Mother Yasoda, the glory of the friends, how sometimes Sridham and Krishna would have a wrestling match. And Sridham, Krishna's cowherd friend, they would have a wrestling match, and Krishna loves being defeated by his devotees, by his associates. So Sridham won, and he was straddling Krishna. Krishna was down, Sridham was up, sitting on his chest. And Sridham said, I won. And Krishna said, do you need me to explain something? Do you want me to explain something? You sure?
Who is Sridham?
Huh?
Who is Sridham?
Sridham is Radharani's brother, and he's also one of Krishna's most near and dear friends. And the relation with the friends and Krishna, they would go out and graze the cows together, they would play games, and they would challenge each other to some mock fighting or wrestling. So Sridham was straddling, he was sitting on Krishna's chest, and he said, I won. Krishna said, why did you win? He said, because I'm sitting on you and you're lying there. And Krishna said, no, I won. And then Sridham said, why did you win? So Krishna said, because whoever's nose is up, they won, and whoever's nose is down, they lost. But then the most associates who were feeling the most separation were the gopis. And so Rohini was explaining to the queens that your love is divided. You have 10 sons and 1 daughter, and you have so many grandchildren, and so many maidservants, and your love is divided. So it's doubtful that it can completely control Krishna. Whereas the gopis, they leave their husbands and they run to Krishna. They're completely one-pointed to Krishna. They have the most love for Krishna, and therefore Krishna is completely controlled by the gopis. And they don't think that he's God. They think he's helpless, that they have to feed him. And with you, like Satyabhama, if she gets angry, because Krishna likes her the best, because she's the most like Radharani. And so he appears to not like her the best. He said, okay, well, if you're going to be in Man, jealous, then leave my palace and go live with your father again. But with the gopis, if they get angry, jealous because Krishna is with other gopis, then he cannot threaten them at all. Rather, they would say to him, we don't live in your house. You come to our kunj. We go to your house to cook for you. We take care of you. So get out of our kunj. And Krishna has to cry and beg to be let back into the kunj, praying for forgiveness.
Yahi Madhav, Yahi Keshav.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So she's explaining why Krishna is not controlled by the queens, but he's controlled by the gopis. So Krishna and Balaram and Subhadra, because they were in the assembly, but as soon as they heard, this is very far away. Rukmini's palace is very far away from the Sudama assembly where Krishna was. But still, Krishna says in the Shastra, I'm not in the heart of the yogis. I'm not in Vaikuntha. I am where my devotees are chanting my glories. So from far away, he heard Rohini speaking about the Brijvasis. So he and Balaram immediately went, but they found Subhadra at the door. She was guarding. No men could be allowed in. So she was guarding, but she said they could listen at the door. So Krishna and Balaram were at the door listening to Rohini, and finally Rohini fainted. She couldn't speak anymore. She started weeping, and Narada was already there because he was the one who instigated the whole thing. So as Krishna and Balaram and Subhadra were listening, their hearts were melting. And as their hearts were melting, their body was melting. And Krishna his face turned into two big eyes, his hands turned into whatever that looked like, and his feet also went into his body. And then when Rohini stopped speaking, they grew back into their regular shape. From their regular shape to Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, and then back to their regular shape. And then they came in, and Narada begged, excuse me, I'm so sorry that all this is happening. It's my fault, please forgive me. And Krishna said, no, you made me so happy. You should ask for any boon I will give you. So Narada said, okay, I want you to always remain in the world somewhere in that melted form so that gradually everyone can understand the supremacy of Gopi Bhav and your love for the gopis. So he said, yes, I will stay in Nilachala, and from there everyone will get that mercy. So there's the Rath Yatra festival. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, loud.
Yes, you mentioned about three kinds of miseries. Miseries from own body and mind, and then from other living beings, and from demigods. That's only in the material world.
Yes, it's only in the material
It's
world.
absent in the Vaikuntha planet.
It's not in the, Vai means without, and Kunta means anxiety. So Vaikuntha is the place where there's no anxiety,
And
only full knowledge, full bliss, and eternal life. Correct.
Yes, but this miseries are also present in the heavenly planets as well?
They're a lot more happy. We were just reading about the subterranean heavenly planets in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5th Canto. So they don't know the pains of old age and disease. They live a very heavenly life. The ladies all smell like lotus flowers. They don't need perfume. Like our bodies smell like smell. And then in way beyond Vaikuntha is Goloka Vrindavan, where even the grass is in rapture. Even Uddhav prayed to be grass, so that when the gopis would go for their rendezvous with Krishna, their foot dust would bathe him as grass. Any other questions?
But sometimes, demigods such as Indra, he becomes disturbed.
Yeah, he becomes disturbed and envious,
Yeah.
and he tried to ruin Prithu Maharaj's horse sacrifice. Right, there's envy there.
So it's not
It's
100%
not, heaven is not 100% at all.
free from three kinds
Not
of.
at all.
Of course, as you mentioned, that there are no bodily disturbances. Like even if their hands are cut, they can join back.
Amazing.
And they don't have premature, what do you call it, akal mrityu. Akal means dying before time. They don't have that. And they have, compared to us, their opulences are million times more.
Yes, they have millions of times more opulence and lifespan. They play in gardens, beautiful gardens. But as you said, they can have mental bereavement. Like when the demons come, the demigods flee and they go to other places, and then the head of the demons, Bali Maharaj, he took over. So yeah, absolutely right. Only in pure bhakti, only in the spiritual world is there really happiness.
And they have death also.
They have death also.
Heavenly planets, they have birth and they have death.
Yes.
And somebody who is a pure devotee, he enjoys the same privilege as someone in Vaikuntha. He gets all the privileges.
Yeah, even if he's under a tree.
Even if he's here.
Even if he's here under a different tree every night, living under a different tree every night, he's experiencing that highest place.
Yeah.
Good, thanks.
I have a question.
Loud.
I have a question. Okay. So actually, when I first moved to Odisha a few.
Hey, why don't you take the mic?
I was very surprised because when I moved to Odisha many years ago, I noticed that whenever they would describe like the dance item which they were gonna perform, or when they would describe everything, they would describe it as like myth, like mythology. This is the myth. This is the mythology behind, and it's a very like, there's been a lot of that I've seen lately in the like modern dialogue, like trying to, make everything more secular and make it like, oh, this is a story, but they still believe in Ishvara, they still believe in God, but they are like, oh, these are myths, whether it's fact or whether it's just the general dialogue amongst like
Indian dancers.
That's what I was hearing a lot of time. So my question is, and also just even when I meet people here, they're like, oh wow, Radha, she's a beautiful representation, or Krishna's a beautiful representation, or oh, their love is a metaphor.
Or Shiva and Parvati are male and female principals.
Right. Well, they're
They're
real
not just
personalities. They're
principals.
not just principals.
Right.
They're real. Shiva's a real person.
Right.
So I was wondering if you could say something about this and how. I mean, because obviously when you hear all the stories, they're so wild. And so like, wow, there's an ocean made of ghee and there's an ocean
Milk.
made of milk and an ocean made of yogurt. How am I supposed to believe that? So how to believe these unbelievable things that just seem like stories?
One analogy regarding how we can understand that anybody can have a life 1,000,000 times more fantastic than ours is if we consider a computer. You all know computers? You have a computer? Okay, so with a computer, I can hand somebody in Jagannath Puri a 40-page document in 1 second. That's pretty good, isn't it? But there's an ant, a little ant, walking on the, is that the motherboard? Keyboard. And the ant is going, up and down. Yeah, these keys are like mountains to him. And that's all he knows. And I don't know what he eats.
Sugar.
Oh no, ants, my goodness, ants eat pus and they eat all these abominable things. When I was in Vrindavan many years ago, I would see them in a line carrying the things like pus. Or somebody spits on the ground and they pick it up and carry it. Anyway, so the ant, if he hears about that I can send a 40-page document, I can send 5 videos of half a gigabyte by WeTransfer to Jagannath Puri. Fantastic, that's a myth, that's ridiculous. Nobody can do that. So we're so tiny here, we can't imagine. God is great, God is so great, but the story about God lifting a mountain at the age of 7, that's a myth because God is unlimited. If he's unlimited, how can he have a form? If he's unlimited, he must have a form because he has to have everything. So, to be God, all these things have to be possible. But if we don't have what's called the Sukritis and Sanskars, then we have an obstacle to our belief that these histories are true. Sukritis are spiritual, pious activities that are performed knowingly, that you do a good spiritual act knowingly. Oh, somebody's giving me prasadam. I believe this is the prasadam of the Lord, and I eat it. But I don't really have any, outstanding faith in the Lord or that he does pastimes, but I'm taking the prasadam. All those beggars that are begging in Jagannath Puri, they're getting Jagannath's prasadam. So they're collecting sukritis. Or, a book. Well, I paid a few dollars for this. Let me see what this nonsense is. So he looks through it. I don't believe it. But still looking through it, he's collecting sukritis because he's connecting with the actual reality. So when after millions of births, the sukritis piles up, and as they're piling, the sukritis create sun scars. Just, the word scars, the word sun, so sun scars. Things that, you get a scratch and it becomes a scar and it stays. So you get impressions on your heart that gradually change our identity, our self-identification, and thus gradually change our priorities, because who I am determines what I will not do and what I will do. So after millions of births, one gets the association of a pure devotee or pure devotees. And by serving in the association of pure devotees, gradually the belief starts coming. Ado Shraddha Tito Sadhu Sangha. Brahmanda Bhumite Konya Bhagavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prashadi Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. After many millions of births of wandering through the species of life, even that they don't believe, that I've had a life before. That person, they've lived before. Their parents have attested that they know something without studying. Even that is amazing to most people. I'm not my body, what are you talking about? Why would I feel it if somebody pinches me? Of course I'm the body. And I'm getting old. And I'm dying. So, so after millions of births of wandering through the species, I collect enough Sukritis that Guru Krishna Prashade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach, that Krishna becomes, Krishna manifests. You can say Krishna sends the Guru or Krishna manifests as the Guru. Guru Krishna Prashad gives me such mercy that I can meet that pure devotee and get the seed of the bhakti creeper, which gradually grows. And then the creeper winds itself at the end around Krishna's lotus feet. So that's how it develops. Okay, I have to go now. So is there any one last question?
Yes. I asked the other week about the Mool mantra for Govardhan, and you asked me to look it up in here.
Yeah,
It says in here, Clean Govardhanaya Swaha.
Clean Govardhanaya.
Swaha.
Yeah,
But I was saying, since the other associates,
nobody can hear you.
so in the
Do you know,
Archon,
did you see our Govardhan Sheila? He has kind of a blue and pink thing on top.
so when we perform Archon to him, it says the Mool mantra is Clean Govardhanaya Swaha. For other associates, we say Om, like Om Vrindaye Namaha, Om Purnamasaye Namaha. And for Krishnas, when we typically use the Bij mantra, Klim Krishnaya Swaha, Klim Gauraya Swaha. So is it saying Klim Govardhanaya Swaha because it's in worshiping of Govardhan as Radha Krishna? And as Gaudiya Vaishnavas will we say Om.
Well, the
Govardhanaya
other
Swaha.
thing you were saying when you were saying Om, that wasn't the Mula mantra, was it?
That was, or at least that's what it says to say.
What does it say about Vrinda? Om Vrindaye
Namaha.
Namaha. I'm brothers back there. When you say Om Vrindaye Namaha, that's not a Mula mantra, is it?
No, because Om is not for female. It has to be Shrim. Has to be Shrim or like female Rud Bija.
I think it's just obeisances.
But
Huh?
we say Om Vindaye Tulasi Devya.
Yeah, but this is for
But it's-
obeisances.
Yeah,
It's not for like
Not
the
a
Mool mantra. It's not the
Mula
name
mantra.
of the deity.
not
Yeah.
offering.
On the Shita for
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. When we move Tulsi, we say Iramasana,
Om Tulasiyai Namaha.
Om Tulasyai Namaha, or Swaha.
so yeah.
Then I have to say, let's ask Sripad Madhu Maharaj.
Okay.
And now, if you come up to my room with somebody and go on my phone and ask that question.
Okay.
Speaking of mantras, you were going to mention something about
Oh
the movie
my
prayer?
God. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is, who has it on their phone? Vasanti, are you here? No, she left.
I have it here. Vasanti sent it into the group chat.
Oh, okay, so everybody has, just say it now. Like when you're in your bed, before you, I have to go, but before you step out of your bed onto the floor, we're stepping onto Bhumi Devi, the goddess of the earth. Do you have any dances to Bhumi?
They have a Bhumi
Right.
Pranam that we do before dance.
Oh, yeah, so like that. Because I'm going to dance all over you. Please forgive me, please accept it as my service, the Lord. So before stepping out of the bed every morning, we have a forgiveness prayer. If you can just say it right now and then next time we have a class, we'll learn it. I just got lost in Lord Jagannath today.
That's it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Samudra Vasane Devi.
Could you take the mic?
Samudra Vasane Devi Parvata Stana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Pada Sparsham Kshamasvame. O Mother Earth, O Devi, you who have the oceans your garments and mountains as your bosom. O consort of Lord Vishnu, salutations to you. Please forgive my touch. Sorry, the translation's interesting. Please forgive my touch of my feet on earth, which is your holy body.
Lovely, such a good mood. Then you walk around very respectful and humble. Oh, thank you. Can you distribute it?
Jai.
Can you distribute it to everybody? Wow, Jagannath Prasad.
Jai.
And it's time for breakfast anyway. Huh?
The offering's being done right now.
So what about it? Oh, it's not time for Prasadam.
Well, time for Jagannath.
Time for Jagannath Prasadam.
This is Jagannath's tongue.
Jai.
Thank you so much. To all of you. Wow, I'm amazed. Okay.
So can you do a couple of minutes?
Oh my God.
Can you do a couple of minutes?
Brad.
Okay.
This is
Pop, pop,
real,
pop.
like, This tastes like you.
Kirtan now.
Kirtan, many kirtan. Good. Haridas confirms that it's delicious.
Cut in half. So you would have to do like
Delicious.
ada. Roti.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
ଅଛନ୍ତି ତ କାଲି ରାତିରେ ନ ଖାଇକି ବଞ୍ଚିଛନ୍ତି ତ ମତେ ମନେ ହେଲା ପୁରୀ ଭୋଗ ମାନେ ଭୋଗ ହେଇକି ଆସୁନି ବାହାରୁ କିଣା ହେଇକି ଆସିଛି ହଁ ପରା
କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ସେମାନଙ୍କ କହିଲା ତ ଭୋଗ ବୋଲି ତ ମୁଁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ତୁ ଭୋଗ ଯଦି ଚିକେନ ଖାଇଲା ପରେ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ମିଠା ମିଠା ଖାଉ ଖାଉ ବୋଲି
ଭୋଗ ନୁହଁ ତ ଧରନ୍ତୁନି ବାଡି ମାତେ
ନହେଲେ ସବୁ
ମନା କରିଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଏଠି କହିଲା ନା ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ ପ୍ରସାଦ ବୋଲି ଏମାନେ ତ ସେଇ ଖୁସିରେ ନେଇଗଲେ ତାପରେ ସିଏ ବଞ୍ଚୁଛନ୍ତି
Maybe Vedanta? Have you been in the book shed recently? Not the book shed, the back shed here. Oh, wait, he's honoring Jagannath Mahaprasad. We'll ask him later. Really?
Oh, I was just wondering if did you do anything in the shed in the past
This
like,
shed?
2 days?
No, I haven't been there at all.
Okay.
You lost some books or what?
Well, it wasn't too many, but there was a box that had a few like Upanishads and stuff, but it wasn't too many. Like,
You want my help in sticking those?
somehow.
Sure. But right now it's Prasad time.
Yeah.
So maybe after Prasad, let's see. Hold on,
I know
we'll go to
Rob
Harinam
was
after
in there a
Prasad.
little bit yesterday.
We
Going
can-
on Harinam.
Yeah, after.
Where?
Here, will you come?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But no one was cleaning.
We'll go
past 3 days.
first, let's clean. If you'd like,
That I'm aware of.
I'd rather, if you'd like, take Prasad.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for.
Hello.